3331.
And that's it. What about the Blue Center?
This one is 9692.
Everybody that's a member, the ballots, if you haven't got a ballot and filled it out, if you would, get a hold of Pinky and get your ballot, fill it out, and send it down for president or whoever you'd like, and turn it in here. I'm not even wait. What we're going to do is we're going to have a brief history about our law enforcement association for the people here that don't know how it all came about, and then our chief investigator Tony Harley's going to go over a few issues where we're trying to help our officers out and all county employees, as a matter of fact. And then we're going to let each one of the candidates get up and speak for about 10 minutes. The new candidates for these offices, you know, it might be even better for some of them to ask us some questions. There's a lot of things that they're going to be approaching, the ones that do get elected, that there's a lot more to this than a county commissioner or a county judge that's just working on these roads. And I think they're going to all run into a lot of things like that. We were first formed several years ago. I just started working here, but the Law Enforcement Association was formed to try to help get pay raises. We joined the PMPA, who provides us with attorneys. We went through a referendum, and back then, to get everybody a pay raise, and a lot of people didn't think it'd pass. A lot said it had to raise taxes and all, but we got our signatures. We went through with what we were doing, and it got on the ballot, and it did pass. We got the voters voted for us. We got a raise. Along with that, the elected officials got a pretty good raise, and all the county employees did. And you know, we're grateful that everybody benefited from that. But as anything else, you know, you got to stay after it to keep us up to par with everyone else. The problem we're having, the county judge and commissioner here now are well aware of it, and they're trying to help us with it, is we train our officers, and they automatically start looking for elsewhere to go. Lieutenants, the sergeants, and the corporals on patrol spend a lot of man hours, a lot of time training these younger people, and they automatically go to another agency for more money and better benefits, which we can't blame them. But we know, with the help of the Commissioner's Court and County Judge, that you know, we're going to try to make things come along a little better, so we can try to retain some of these officers. Basically, what we're doing is taking the taxpayers' money and supplying Sulphur Springs PD and these other agencies with good quality officers, and we're not reaping the benefit from it. If we'd all like for Investigator Hurley to stand up.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming. We have a lot of candidates, a lot of family, a lot of friends. We have the whole Commissioner's Court here, and quite frankly, we have a lot more than we usually have for a law enforcement association meeting. And but it's good to see everybody. And there's some things that I've talked to the county judge and a few of the commissioners about in the recent past. Some of the issues that we would like to address or talk about, and this. And we're not going to get into depth on all that because we don't have enough time, but like we were talking about benefits, insurance. I've been talking to Judge Millsap about insurance, and I think I mentioned Commissioner Weisenbreaker the other day because we were talking about another issue, and every chance I get, I try to bring something like that up, and of course I usually ask, you know, how's it going? Sometimes that's not a good thing to ask me. And, so anyway. Just for an instance, I think Judge Millsap may have the literature on it. I don't know if he brought it tonight or not about that insurance. Yes, but just for instance, up there in Lamar County, and you know, we've been fighting hard for insurance benefits here in Hopkins County for years, and I'm not saying that we have a bad insurance plan, but we're checking into it because we had a guy apply for our agency, and he's a real skillful officer, and has got a lot of good experience. And he's wanting to apply for our agency, but he got to checking into our insurance. He said, I can't come down there because of the insurance. I said, well, why not? He said, well, a family, to put my family on y'all's insurance, it's going to cost me almost $1,100 a month. And if you, and where I'm in Lamar County, I can get on a family plan for $287 a month. And so I said, well, let me check into that a little bit. And we checked into it. I believe Judge Millsap called up there, and I think the county, and don't quote me on these figures, but they're just general. The county puts in around $560-something an employee, and then Lamar County, I think it's $710 an employee. But to put in an extra $150-something, the employee, not just the sheriff's office employee, but an employee of any department in the county, would have to bump up to $700-800 a month to make up the difference, versus paying $287. Little things like that could be attractive to people that we would like to retain, like Lewis was talking about, all these people that we train and they go elsewhere, but to retain people and to attract people. And in essence, that would be pretty much a $700-800 a month raise. But then Commissioner Weisenbaker asked me, well, would you take that in lieu of a raise? I said, no, we'd take both. But anyway, so anyhow, things like that, and I believe it was it 2 years ago, Don, that we implemented that car take-home program for the
2 years ago.
A couple years ago. And I know times is tough everywhere. But in order to maintain that program and keep it going, we need to weed out some of our older vehicles. And so anyway, things like that, our vehicle program, we need to stay on top of, try to get better insurance for all the employees of the county. And if it's not going to cost but $25,000 a year total, you know, that's not a whole lot looking at the big picture. And then you have just the pay, just trying to maintain our pay and keep it up to a decent level. It's a lot better than it was when I started here in '91. I got paid $12,000 a year, and that's not a whole lot, but I know it's come a long ways. We've asked the voters for a pay raise. They voted it in, and some of the commissioners are not here now that were here during that time. Some are here. Don's still here. He went through that with us, and we all decided back then that we don't need to let it get back in that situation again, and we definitely don't. And I don't think there's a commissioner here or a county judge or any potential candidates would probably agree that, you know, if you need to learn from your mistakes and try to stay up with the times and be progressive and be proactive and not reactive.